Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. Today's game has Ashley winning the die roll and starting us off. She draws for turn and plays a tapped Jetmir's Garden. Nick just draws and plays a forest. My turn is a tap Thundering Falls, and I surveil one and pass after that. Mike plays his own land with a Raucous Theater. I set it according to Google, please applaud, and he surveils one and then passes turn. Ashley plays a Jungle Shrine, which comes in tapped and passes. Nick's got a mountain and pays 2 for an Armored Scrap Gorger. I just play a swamp. Mike wants everyone to have a swamp, playing Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, and he then casts a Wriggling Grub and passes. Ashley's got a mountain, and then pays 3 for a Darksteel Plate. Nick plays a forest, and then pays 2 for 3 visits. He goes to find a land, and then casts Klothys and passes to me. I just draw and play a Sulphur Falls. Mike's land for turn is a Bloodstained Mire, which he cracks and loses 1, and then loses 2 more for an untapped Blood Crypt. He then casts Feral Ghoul. Moving to combat, he swings the Wriggling Grub at Nick. This has Nick taking 2 and Mike passing turn. Ashley's got a fetch land as well with a Wooded Foothills, and she cracks it for Temple Garden, which she has come in tapped. She then plays out Kadama of the West Tree and passes to Nick. Nick draws and exiles Mike's Bloodstained Mire with Klothys to make red mana. He then casts Balor, and once that's out, follows up with Farseek for more land and passes turn. I've got a Shipwreck Marsh as my land drop, and then cast Rangers of Ithilien. As they come in, the ring tempts me, and I steal the Armored Scrap Gorger from Nick and pass turn. Mike plays a Graven Cairns, and then pays 4 mana for Mana Echoes. He then swings the Feral Ghoul at Ashley for 2 and passes. Ashley draws for turn, and plays an Exotic Orchard, and then casts Cloud. As Cloud enters, she moves the Darksteel Plate onto him, and then going to combat, swings him at Mike. On attack, Ashley draws a card, and Mike then takes the hit for 4, with Ashley going to find a forest off of the Kadama trigger, and she passes after that. Nick draws and exiles Farseek to Klothys, dealing 2 to each opponent and gaining 2, and then swings the Balor at me. He makes Ashley sacrifice an artifact, Mike draw 3 and discard 3 at random, and then has me lose 3 life. I then take the hit, and Nick's second main phase has him casting the Mending of Dominaria, and he gets back the Centaur Vinecrasher. After that, Nick plays a mountain and passes turn. I draw, play an island, and cast Izzet Signet. I then cast Birthday Escape, and once more the ring tempts me, and I draw a card. I then swing my Rangers at Ashley for 2 and pass turn. Mike draws, casting Lyzolda, his commander, in his main phase. He gets a mana off of Mana Echoes, and then uses it to sacrifice the Wriggling Grub to draw a card with Lyzolda's ability. This gives the Feral Ghoul a +1/+1 counter. 2 worms then enter, and make 4 mana, which allows him to cast Arcane Signet. He then casts a Grim Haruspex. This has Mike making 2 mana as the Haruspex comes in, and he then casts a Molten Gatekeeper. Going to combat, Mike then swings the Feral Ghoul at Nick, dealing 3 and passing. Ashley draws, plays a Battlefield Forge, and then casts Vincent, Vengeful Atoner. She then casts the Bureau Headmaster, and going to combat, swings Cloud at Nick, and Nick then takes 4, and Ashley passes. Nick draws, and in their main phase, exiles the Grub with Kloth's ability, dealing 2 to each opponent and gaining 2. They then tick up the Mending of Dominaria, milling some cards, and chooses to keep the Runehorn Hellkite in the graveyard. After that, Nick passes. My turn has me casting Sauron, and I then go to combat and swing the Rangers at Mike. Mike moves to block with the Molten Gatekeeper and a Grub, and before I lose control of the Scrap Gorger, I tap it for a mana and target the Hellkite with his ability. This has Nick responding, activating the Hellkite so that everyone will wheel. And before that happens, Ashley responds by casting Path to Exile and targets the Balor. I get to amass 1, and the Balor is then exiled, with Nick going to find a basic, and we then all wheel. With nothing to do in my second main phase though, I then pass turn. Mike draws and plays a Spymaster's Vault, and then casts Phyrexian Delver. The Delver coming in gets back at Sushi, with Mike losing 4 life, and Mike also gets to make 3 mana off the Mana Echoes. He then casts a Mayhem Devil and makes a mana as it comes in, which he then uses to sacrifice Atsushi to Lyzolda. With Atsushi hitting the graveyard, Mike makes 3 treasures tokens from its on-death trigger, and sends the Mayhem Devil and Lyzolda damage at the Scrap Gorger. His Feral Ghoul also gains more counters. He then goes to combat and swings the Feral Ghoul at Nick for 6. They take the 6, and Mike's second main phase has him casting Reassembling Skeleton. He then sacrifices it to Lyzolda, pinging me with the Mayhem Devil triggers since he sacrificed treasures to pay for it, and he draws a card. The Feral Ghoul also gets another counter, and Mike then passes turn. Ashley draws and casts Gilgamesh. She gets Excalibur from it, and then equips it to Cloud. In response, Mike sacrifices Lyzolda to herself and sends her damage and the Mayhem Devil triggers at Cloud for 3. Ashley then swings Cloud at Mike, and she makes 2 treasures and draws a card. Mike then blocks with the Grub, but takes 13 damage from Trample, and Ashley then passes turn. Nick's turn has him drawing and exiling my Bojuka Bog for mana with Klothys. And in the main phase, they cast Titania's Command and pick the modes to exile Mike's graveyard, plus make 2 boar tokens. Nick then casts a Wildfire Devils, and hits Mike with the random roll, but unfortunately gets nothing. Nick then passes turn. I've got a mountain for turn, and cast my first Nazgul. As it enters, the ring tempts me, and it becomes the Ring Bearer. I then follow up with another Nazgul, and the ring tempts me once more. Going to combat, I swing my pretty beefy orc army at Nick, who takes the hit. This has the ring tempting me yet again, but I decide to not discard my hand to Sauron, and I just pass turn. Mike draws and plays a Luxury Suite, and then casts a Warren Soul Trader. He makes 4 mana from Mana Echoes as it comes in, and then sacrifices the Phyrexian Delver to the Soul Trader. This has him losing 1 and making a treasure token, and he pings Nick for 1 with the Mayhem Devil. And not to be lazy, but he gains a lot of counters on the Ghoul this turn, so just assume that we're keeping track of it. Mike then casts some Mirkwood Bats. He then follows up with Dino DNA, and once it's out, uses it to exile my Rangers of Ithilien. Mike then swings the Feral Ghoul at Ashley, and she takes the hit. In his second main phase, Mike then sacrifices the Feral Ghoul to the Warren Soul Trader. I respond with an Abrade and destroy the Dino DNA. The Feral Ghoul ability then goes off, with each opponent getting 9 rad counters. Mike also gets to ping Kadama for 1 with the Mayhem Devil trigger, and then cracks his 2 treasures to finish it off. Please note, with the tokens, the Mirkwood Bat is triggering and damaging Mike's opponents. And he then casts a Metamorphosis Fanatic. The Fanatic enters, bringing back the Phyrexian Delver, which in turn brings back the Feral Ghoul. Mike then sacrifices the Delver and the Ghoul for treasure tokens. This has each opponent going up to 12 rad counters, and Mike then cashes in his treasures and pings the Bureau Headmaster down, and is able to use the mana to recast Lyzolda. Mike then continues by sacrificing his Grim Haruspex to Lyzolda, and then draws a card. He passes after that. Ashley draws, and in her main phase, mills 12 off the rad counters, and as a result of what she hits, goes down to 5 rad counters and takes 7. She then casts Sun Titan, and returns Forge Anew from her graveyard, which in turn gets Darksteel Plate back. She then equips it onto Gilgamesh. She then sacrifices 2 of her treasures, which Mike pings Ashley for 2 with, and she then casts Vanquish the Horde. Mike responds to this by sacrificing most of his board to the War and Soul Trader and Lyzolda to ping us down a bit, but more importantly take Ashley out completely to stop the board wipe. With Ashley no longer in the game, we move through her phases and then move to Nick's turn. Nick draws and mills his 12, taking 8 and going down to 4 rad counters. Klothys' trigger then exiles the Mayhem Devil, dealing 2 to each opponent, and Nick gains 2. The Wildfire Devils then randomly pick Nick, which allows Nick to cast Titania's Command. He exiles my graveyard, jumping up to 24 life, and picks the mode to pick 2 +1/+1 counters onto his team. He then plays a Cinder Glade as his land for turn. With Brawn in his graveyard granting his creatures trample, Nick then swings 2 wolves at Mike, who sacrifices a creature to the War and Soul Trader and takes himself out. After that, Nick then plays Night Soil. They then follow up with Eternal Witness, returning to hand Collective Defiance. Nick then casts it, dealing 4 to a Nazgul and 3 to me, and then passes turn. I draw and mill thanks to the rad counters, losing 5 life total. I then cast Witch King Sky Scourge and swing out at Nick. Nick blocks the army token and Sauron, taking 4 off the Nazgul, and with nothing else, I have to pass. Nick draws and then mills, losing all of the rad counters and takes 4. Nick then only needs to exile a non-land card with Klothys' ability, and their god deals the final 2 to me to take me out. Game review time. So this was a great one, I think. There were a lot of fun swingy turns, and I think Ashley was just starting to get going with the Cloud deck, and I thought it was particularly spicy with Mike making all of those moves just to take her out with the board wipe on the stack. Otherwise, I think the strongest card this game was probably Klothys. It was giving Nick mana, it was giving him life, it was giving them damage, and yeah, I thought it was just a really particularly powerful commander just sitting on the field. Even once it was a creature, it was great since it's indestructible. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.